So all you have to do with a tool like this is just go.
And I'll step out of frame for a second. You can see just how high and fast this water is coming in the Salyersville area. It's coming up on this pavilion over here, and you can see on the benches how high this water is.
I'm here at Lake Vesuvius, where water levels are extremely low. People in the area saying they haven't seen something like this in years.
I'm here at Cabell Midland High School, where just hours ago they were getting ready to kick off for their homecoming game. But as you can see behind me, it is dark with very few emergency lights on here at campus. I'm here on a military-grade truck that the Floyd County Sheriff's Office has prepped and ready to go in case of a water rescue. So really, you're just trying to help get these people well-balanced lunch with cheese, with meats, with fruits, just anything you can do to help make it as well-balanced as possible.
Yes.
As part of the EMT training, students will be able to take vitals on patients like this EMT and paramedic are doing now. And once they're done, they'll be able to load them right into the ambulance and start their ride along.
I drive by this every day, and even I never thought about a child being on top of these cliffs.
A missing student found after people in her community spent hours searching in the snow and cold, all driven by one question: where is she? A group chat echoing the question, and community members suggesting where to look and taking action.
Grandmother called back in, but she still hasn't located the juvenile. They've contacted everyone they think she may go to.
Parents like Tiffany Blair found out a different way.
My husband and I immediately started, putting our shoes on, and, we left to go look at places like Stacy mentioned that had been posted that she was seen last. At one point, the snow was falling, so heavy that we couldn't see their flashlights.
That's why the search party started relying on their other senses.
We were communicating, we were hollering and yelling, can you help us? Can you make a sound? Can you let us know where you are? And we were following sound, so we were trying to find her.
It was a group of teachers and 2 community members who finally heard the first sign of life. And then the message everyone was waiting for. Suddenly, everyone was rushing up the mountain to help get the young girl to safety, asking, where is she? Is she okay? And saying they're on the way with help. With no sight of the girl, rescuers continued to follow the sound of her voice.
And we were, yelling her name, and we heard a faint, little girl holler, and we come over and we start checking this area.
And that's when the group heard another sound.
All of a sudden, she comes out with another, faint, holler again, and we pinpoint her up on this knob.
On the side of a rocky cliff, high off the ground, in the cold, the community went to work.
It was scary, and, you're worried because you don't know. But once we kind of heard her, I think it was a collective relief to everyone that now, how do we get there? It's just become the thing. How do we get to her and get her back to the ground with us?
That looks rough today, but can you imagine that night?
They were finally able to make it to the child and get her to a hospital.
We don't know how much longer she had left because it was so cold. Man, it was so cold. It's hard to think about.
The community giving us a simple answer as to why they were so dedicated in finding the girl.
Once a kid is here, they're our kids.
One big family on a life-saving mission. Ariana Mintz, WSAZ, Floyd County.
When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. And for Caroline Shepard, that's exactly what she's been doing. The Shepards have been making lemonade since the 4th of July, but they've been selling it with a twist. Caroline here has been raising money for different organizations in the area. The latest and the first one on the list, the Floyd County Animal Shelter.
You could just see it in her face, looking at the cats, looking at the dogs, it really meant a lot to her, and, you could see how much work she had put into that lemonade stand.
The animal shelter needs it more than I do.
Well, why is that?
Because all the puppies and kitties and stuff, I have puppies and kitties of my own, and I spoil them to death, and I think the other animals should be spoiled too.
$200 from a lemonade stand, it just blew our mind.
Donating the $200 she made from the stand to the shelter.
She wasn't thinking about herself. She wasn't selfish at all. She just wanted to donate that all towards the animals, and that just warmed our hearts so incredibly much.
Caroline says she planned on selling lemonade and donating it. And that's when her grandfather stepped in to build her a stand.
Instead of using just some chairs and a table, he said, I'm going to build you one?
Yeah.
The stand helping her raise money for her community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We see so much, abuse and sad stories, and deal with a lot of people who just, aren't very supportive of the animals. So being able to see that bright light, in a dark, cloudy day, it makes our entire week, even month sometimes, knowing that there's people out there that care.
Caroline saying this isn't the last time she's using the gift of a lemonade stand to help others. Ariana Mintz, WSAZ, Floyd County. Bubbling water sounding like a rushing river. Community members forced to clean up the damage left behind by heavy rain Thursday.
I was a little worried it'd be worse than it is, but so far just some cleanup I think will initially be it.
Heavy rain leaving the yard of the Plaza Community Church of the Nazarene underwater.
I've never seen it flood this bad. Ever here in Russell.
Xander Lemaster woke up Thursday morning to help his mom clean water out of their basement, only to realize his work was only beginning.
Then I get a text message from one of our kids at youth group asking if I've been to the church yet. I said no. He proceeds to send me a picture of how flooded the area was.
The main building did not sustain much flood damage. Church members stepping up to start cleaning the floors, a process they know all too well.
I know several people at the church have seen it flood here before, previously. So I don't want to say we're used to it, but we've dealt with it before.
Businesses in the area having a different experience with the high water. Christy Patterson walked into her building, eventually finding water ponding on her flat roof.
Oh, I was like, wow, there's a lake up here. I have never seen this before. I can't even tell you how it sounded when we unclogged that. I mean, it just sounded like a waterfall. I mean, it just drained quickly. But all is well now.
Church members saying they waded through the water to recover picnic tables in the road. Ariana Mintz, WSAZ, Russell.
She just had such an impact on me personally that I said, hey, we need to do something with her house since it still stands.
This home on the corner of 10th Avenue and 17th Street belonged to civil rights activist Memphis Tennessee Garrison, a woman whose impact is still felt today.
As I was young, I remember this house coming up the street, and I said, that's Miss Garrison's house. And they put it here, put it on a foundation, and settled here.
David Harris knew Garrison growing up and knew how instrumental she was with her work in the civil rights movement in the 20th century.
That she taught the miners how to read and write down in Bluefield Beckley was important in McDowell County and across the nation, because these folks were people who they quit school, went to work in the mines. Now the mines paid less money to folks that looked like me, but it provided for your family.
Over the past 25 years, the Carter G. Woodson Memorial Foundation has been working to restore the home and turn it into a museum for people to learn about Garrison.
They'll learn that we are instrumental in founding of Huntington and that we had people of significance here.
With funding from the National Park Service, the exterior of the home is finished, now looking to complete the inside.
If anybody has any furniture that is 1900-ish, please let us have it.
Harris showing me around the house of the woman he knew, reflecting on life lessons Garrison taught him.
She used to call me to go to the store all the time. And so she told me, because I guess she was an entrepreneur at heart, she told me, on your way down here, stop and see if anybody else wants anything. So I would stop. You need any bread or eggs, or you need anything from the store? Made quarters from them as well. And it paid for my college education.
The museum will have a mix of both original pieces from the home and other period pieces.
So this is the original furniture? It's incredible.
It's original.
Harris saying she had such an impact on the nation and Huntington. The Garrison House should be a place for people to learn about all she did.
She really made Huntington a better place to live overall because she was a civil rights leader. And she really believed, she was instrumental, for instance, in getting the local NAACP established and up and running. And, of course, it exists today. I'm a proud member, and it exists today largely because of people like her.
Ready to see the house of the woman he knew growing up turned into a place for people to learn about a civil rights leader.
And we will miss her to this day.
Ariana Mintz, WSAZ, Huntington.